Karen obstructed my driveway with her car, and she had no idea I had a judge and a sheriff sitting inside my house waiting. I knew the second I saw her SUV parked across my driveway at an angle that this was going to be one of those days. I had just come home with 2 officials for a property boundary review, a county judge and a sheriff's deputy. Both of them were sitting at my dining table while I grabbed the survey papers. And Karen picked that exact moment to launch her daily power trip. The setup had been building for weeks. Karen claimed my driveway encroached onto community access space. There was no such thing. The deed clearly showed the driveway sat entirely on my land. The survey stakes backed it up. Drone footage confirmed the exact measurements. The HOA had no jurisdiction over my property at all. But Karen believed HOA authority was basically divine law. The incident began when the judge looked out my window and said, "Is that vehicle supposed to be blocking your driveway?" I knew the answer before I stepped outside. Karen was already standing beside her SUV with a clipboard, snapping pictures of my home like she was collecting evidence for a crime she invented. I asked her calmly to move her car. She refused. She said the HOA had issued a temporary access restriction pending review, a restriction she wrote herself, on a property she didn't control, with rules that didn't exist. My reaction was simple. I told her I had guests inside who needed to leave shortly. She smirked and said, "They can walk." That was the moment I stopped trying to reason with her, because what she didn't know was that the guests were the exact people legally qualified to shut down her behavior instantly. I walked back inside and explained the situation. The sheriff raised an eyebrow. The judge sighed like he'd seen this 100 times. I handed them the footage from my security camera showing Karen blocking the driveway intentionally. Then I grabbed the deed, the property line survey, and the county's classification letter stating my land was outside the HOA. Execution was swift and beautiful. The sheriff stepped outside first. He asked her to move the vehicle. She refused again. She said, "I don't recognize your authority in HOA matters." He calmly replied, "This isn't an HOA matter. This is obstruction of private property." When she still refused, he informed her vehicle would be towed. She laughed until the tow truck arrived 10 minutes later. She tried to stand in front of it. The judge himself walked outside and informed her she was interfering with lawful enforcement. That shut her up immediately. The consequences were quick. Her car was impounded. She was issued citations for obstruction and refusal to comply. The judge completed the property review and signed a formal statement confirming my driveway was fully legal and protected. A copy of that statement was mailed to the HOA, shutting down every future complaint she might have planned. The payoff was watching Karen stand in the street, speechless, as her SUV disappeared down the road on the tow truck. She didn't say a single word. For once, the queen of the HOA had nothing to command. If you love HOA justice stories, like the video and subscribe.